Hundreds of people ran for their lives after a motorcycle backfired in Times Square last night. Here's what it sounded like. Yeah, well, that sound had people just panic. Tonight, we're learning more about those chaotic moments from the people who were there. In a similar scene at a mall in Utah, a sign fell and many mistook the noise for gunfire. And in Virginia this afternoon, the USA Today headquarters was evacuated after a false report of a man with a gun. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson live in Times Square with more. Kimberly?
Sade, the NYPD works closely with businesses here in Times Square, actually training some employees on what to do if there is a real threat. Last night, they passed with flying colors. And in an exclusive interview, you'll hear from a manager of a pub who helped people when they needed it most.
When you hear them pop off, the first thing to do is run.
In this new surveillance video obtained by Eyewitness News, that's exactly what everyone did. Ran for their lives into a restaurant on West 47th Street, convinced there was an active shooter in Times Square. The reason why? That sound. Hundreds heard it and scattered. In this exclusive footage from Olani's, there you see manager John Gallagher out front helping folks into the pub. He's talking only to Eyewitness News.
People were like maybe a shooter or something like that because there was a lot of people running frantically.
You can clearly see just how panicked they were. John tells me that woman holding the little girl, they were terrified.
I told her they just go in the back and take as long as she wants. The little girl had a little bit of anxiety. There was other people stayed equally as long as well, just trying to contact friends that they had lost.
That loud sound, officials say it came from a group of motorcycles riding through this busy area. One backfired.
He did like a wheelie thing, and it was just lights all over the motorcycle and just really loud.
NYPD Chief of Counterterrorism James Waters tells me officers did exactly what they're trained to do, including getting the word out quickly on social media. There was no gunman. There were some injuries in the rush, but he says people did the right thing.
It's on everyone's mind. And you know, that's not a bad thing. That gives the public some sense of awareness. You know, not worry, awareness.
Today was business as usual here with officers on high alert. Gary works in the area.
I see enough police presence that I feel comfortable, but I keep it in the back of my mind that something could always happen. You never know.
And police are looking at footage from the many cameras here in Times Square, trying to pinpoint those motorcycles. They believe that popping sound was so loud because the muffler may have been altered. That is against the law.
Authorities are looking at social media websites like 8chan in an effort to stop future mass shootings. And Jeff Begay joins me now. Jeff, to talk a little bit about this. You know, what's the difference? What sort of difference could Cloudflare make? And sort of give us a little more information.
Well, in terms of investigations, you know, this is what the FBI and other agencies look at when they're looking for signs of potential trouble. In this case, you know, it doesn't mean the end of 8chan and other websites that promote hate speech online. They will find a home. For example, the Daily Stormer, which is a neo-Nazi website, found a way to promote that rally in Charlottesville. It was taken down, but it later resurfaced. According to current and former law enforcement officials, many attackers are inspired online, and message boards and social media are giving these attackers the platform that they seek.
2 victims from gunshot wounds.
Many recent shootings share a troubling connection. The accused killers have left a blueprint for their alleged actions on social media, like the attack in a Pittsburgh synagogue last year in which 11 people were killed, and the massacre in Christchurch, New Zealand, in which 51 were killed. Nate Snyder is a former counterterrorism official in the Department of Homeland Security.
You have would-be recruiters and provokers who are using these platforms to get to people on a personal level.
The posts are out in the open, but difficult for law enforcement to spot unless they get a tip before an attack happens. Inside this conference room in an unmarked building, the FBI has been working to prevent future attacks. Analysts comb through dozens of recent active shooting cases. Agent Andre Simmons says they have been looking for patterns. It's not really accurate to say that someone just snapped.
Not at all. In fact, what we found is that all of the shooters in our study certainly planned and prepared. Many shooters spent almost 2 years.
2 years.
Planning their attack.
FBI studies have found that only 25% of active shooters had ever been diagnosed with mental illness, and that shooters aren't typically loners. 27% had significant online interaction.
He has a heightened interest in weapons and explosives.
The FBI tells us they receive 3 to 4 referrals a week of people who've landed on law enforcement's radar. But in the majority of cases, people who see the signs of trouble before mass shootings often don't call police. And the motivating factors, are they the same or different? They vary.
Usually it's a desire for some omnipotent control, even if it's just momentary. And there's also a degree of a desire for infamy and notoriety.
All right, Jeff, I can see what is so complicated about this, right? This is America. Freedom of expression, you're right. This is protected speech. So when does this sort of stuff, no matter how vile it is, when does it go from vile to illegal?
Yeah, and that is a really good question. And that, in fact, was one of the questions that I had for one of the top FBI officials who runs these investigations. Do you monitor social media, what people are saying? And they're very careful to say, no, we don't do that. However, if they get a tip about someone online making statements, they'll take a look. If they see that someone, by chance they get a tip and they see that somebody has crossed a line where they're threatening someone, and then they're taking actions toward potentially fulfilling that threat, for example, going out and buying a weapon, then they can, open a case. But they have to be really careful about, preserving people's constitutional rights.
Right.
And that's how they respond to those questions.
I'd like to say shalom, giving all praises to Yahawashi. Also give a divine to the GMS and honor Sadakian, and peace and blessings to you brothers and sisters that listen, hopefully like to Kahala Yahawah Yahawashi. And there was a scare in Times Square Tuesday night. Motorcycle mufflers, tourists thought, a lot of people thought it was another mass shooting involved. And you see, terrorists are making people afraid on every side. And that's the number one threat, according to the FBI right now, is domestic terrorism, man. All right? But the head of that list is white supremacy, man. You see, but in this lesson, we're going to show that we also on their radar, man. You see? According to that Project Megiddo, okay, or Armageddon. Because that's what that word means, man. All right, according to that list that they made in 1999. And then we also have the they did a report in August 2017 on black extremist groups. You see? And like I said in the last video, this is exactly what the elites of this society want. They want these shootings, they want more terrorist attacks because there's justified in bringing forth martial law, man. Okay? That's the justification, man. You see? Now let me pull up this Project Megiddo real quick. See, every little thing got you people frightened, man. And this is what we've been prophesying about for the longest, man. We've been telling you people what was coming to America, man. Especially Israel, man. Okay, the times that we've been prophesying about is now here. Okay, and it's only going to get worse from this point on. It's not going to get better, man. America's not going to ever recover, man. Okay? Civil liberties that you people enjoy and the privileges, you're going to lose everything, man. Alright? So, you Israelites, man, you better seek Yahawah while there's still some time left. Okay? It says Project Megiddo, table of contents. And you see the people that the FBI have been keeping an eye on for the longest, way before this mass shooting. Christian identity, white supremacy, which they're going after them now. Because these white supremacists, they don't care too much about their ideology. That's all BS, man. Because all you devils are racist, man. Okay? And whatever branch of military or branch of the government, all you devils are racist, man. But what it is that they uphold the Second Amendment. You see? And part of the New World Order is disarming the public. Okay? And that's why they have militias here. For number 5. And number 6, black Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, so they been had their eye on brothers, man. And number 7 is apocalyptic cults, which are also in that as well, because we talk about the end. All right. They go on here about the black Hebrew Israelites. When you click on the category, they said that a black counterpart of the KKK. That's a goddamn lie, man. Okay. We haven't hung you whites. We haven't burned down your churches or arson attacks. All right. Or gun you down or shoot up schools. We don't do that, man. And the Israelites you see pushing that gun bullshit, you gotta mark dudes like that, because this truth is not about that, man. All right. They talk about public prophesying. All right. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, man, because it's a whole lot of bullshit. They go into the history, but they pretty much talk about the black Israelites and how, you know, they say things on the street that's explicit, and they're very militarized, and how you know, due to the words that we speak and the way we condone ourselves, that, you know, we're very fiery and we're very threatening, which can lead to violence. That's a lie. This is a spiritual movement. Okay, and they also have number 7, apocalyptic cults. For apocalyptic cults, especially biblically based ones, the millennium is viewed as a time that will signal a major transformation for the world. Okay, many apocalyptic cults share the belief that the battle against Satan is prophesied in the book of Revelations, which that battle is against Esau. Okay, he's the beast in the book of Revelation. All right, now jump to here. It says, however, using that definition, many domestic terrorist groups, so they've been talking about this domestic terrorist groups going back to 1999, man. Okay, so they've been labeled us as terrorists, and we haven't done anything, you see. But this word is a terror unto you, man, because the truth is out, man. However, using that definition, many domestic terrorist groups could be characterized as cults, including Christian identity churches, black Hebrew Israelites, and some militias. So we also fall in the apocalyptic group, man. So this devil always had his eyes on brothers, man. Okay, and let me go back to that this article right here. This came out this year. The FBI won't hand over its surveillance records on black identity extremists, so we're suing. Right? The ACLU brought this article out, man, and how the FBI, which we already brought this article out when they have released the report, how they were keeping their eyes on black people who protest, you see, and how that could possibly lead to violence. Okay, which that hasn't happened yet, man. You may have some here or there, but the most part are you white militias, man. The white man, because that's his sword and that's his gift. All right. And like in El Paso, man, this guy drove 9 hours just to shoot down you Hispanics, man. That's pure hatred right there, man. So, you know, the white man keeping an eye on us when he was always the problem, man. All right. They want to racially profile us. You devils are the problem of the planet Earth, man. And they talking about social media and radical ideology. So like we've been saying, man, they're gonna shut down this internet. It's gonna be a famine of the word. There's gonna be martial law, and it's gonna be famine, man. This thing is right around the corner. It's here. You see, we're approaching the last quarter of the year, and this year has been crazy, man, so far, man. Let's go through a rundown. You had what? Early in the year, you had the whole government shut down, the longest government shutdown. All right, people were losing their mind, man. All right, you have a lot of earthquakes. You had this crazy heat wave this summer that affected the world. Not only America, but the world was feeling this heat wave, man. You got a lot of diseases are back on the rise. You know, the typhus and the bubonic plague in Mongolia. And you had the cholera, and you have Ebola. And now you have this flesh-eating bacteria over there in the Gulf of Mexico, man. All right. You also had Elon Musk and the smart chips, the RFID chip. Okay. The brain microchips. And he didn't just say this on some third-party news. He said this on CNN. This was a presentation that he had, that they're about to begin implementation next year, which certain events is going to cause these things to speed up. So they may start the end of this year. We also seen that America and Iran almost went blow to blow. Now we got what? Mass shootings. And mass shootings been happening all year, but these are the two latest ones, man. 18 people died in one, and I believe 9 people died in Dayton, Ohio. And it was mainly Israelites that got put to death. Dayton, Ohio was mainly Jakes, blacks, quote unquote blacks, and mainly Issachar, you Hispanic tribes down there in Texas, man. Alright, so this is the time we in, man. This is no joke, this is no laughing matter. And they saying that domestic terrorism is the #1 threat in this country, man. And like we said, sooner or later, they gonna link what they have on that list, the Hebrew Israelites, okay? And let me read this Isaiah the 13th chapter. This is the race war, okay? Like we said, this is the plan of the elite, but to take it in further, this is the plan of Yahawashi. He's shaking things up. He's sending fanners unto Babylon, all right? This is Isaiah 13:14. It shall come to pass, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people. This is the time period that we're coming into right now, man. Especially as this economy get worse, and these Edomites see that this place is beyond recovery, man, you really gonna see Esau lose it. And they gonna blame you Jakes for the reason why this country is going down, man. They're not gonna blame themselves. They're gonna blame you Israelites, man. And there's gonna be more mass shootings, man. Just like that Edomite said in that last article I brought, our last video, the worst is yet to come. And flee everyone to his own land. These heathens gonna try to get out of here. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Okay, you Edomites, man. Okay, because the Most High is gonna put the spirit on these Jakes, man, to fight back. And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Okay, you Uncle Toms, man. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. People gonna be cold out here, man. All right, we already see this is a cold world right now. These spirits are getting stirred up, but it's only gonna amplify. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Children gonna get put to death. Wives gonna get raped in front of you. Family gonna get put to death right in front of you, man. So Yahawashi gave us a heads up. All right. In fact, let me get that in the apocrypha. I'm not gonna make it long. Just straight to the point, man, because it's here. Okay. And we definitely see it's a famine of the word, because YouTube is giving brothers a hard time, man. Strikes after strike after strike, pulling content. Come on, man. That's what I said. Let me read the 2nd Ezra 16, verse 7. Let me see, 70. Second Ezra 16:70. Behold, the Most High is a judge. Fear him. This is what you got to fear. Yahawashi said, don't fear those who can kill a body. So we ain't worried about these militias. We ain't worried about your martial law, because Yahawashi told us already. All right? We got to fear the Creator, man. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, man. To meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. You want the Most High to be with you in the time period that we live in, man, because that great persecution is coming. Okay, and they may plaster your image all over the television, man, and come after brothers, which that's gonna happen. Okay, the great persecution is coming, man, where your faith gonna be tried, the hour of temptation. It says verse 70, for they shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon all those that fear Yahawashi. There's going to be insurrection, all right? They're going to come after the men of the Lord, man, those who keep the commandments, okay? It tells you that Revelation, the 12th chapter, to make war with the remnant of her seed. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. There's no Revelation, the 20th chapter, a lot of believers are going to get put to death, man. It tells you that there were many that were beheaded for the testimony of Yahawashi, okay? But if the Lord is with you, you're going to take it anyway. Okay, but this is reality. It says, because speaking out against this government, this new world order, that's considered what? Treason. You see? They're talking about freedom of speech. They're doing away with all of that, man, because they're linking these shootings to social media. Okay? Let me read on. It says, then they shall be known who are my chosen. No, verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's when them troops come. All right. And then they shall be known who are my chosen. And they shall be tried as gold in the fire, man. So every brother's going to be put to the test, man. Hear, O ye my beloved, which is the elect. Say Yahawashi. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same, man. Okay? Be not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, man. So the Heavenly Father is going to guide us, and He's going to protect us in these dark times, man. Okay? And we don't got to pick up no gun. Okay? Shooting at no gun range. This truth is not about that, man. This is spiritual, man. Okay? Like Yahawashi said, he that lived by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. That's Esau's gift. All right? The same weapons he created is going to lead to his demise and his destruction. You see, like the Most High told us in the book of Deuteronomy. Let me get that. Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 22. You shall not fear them. Okay, this was we going into the land of Canaan. All right, the Most High told us Deuteronomy against the giants in the land. He said, "What? He shall not fear them, for Yahawashi, your power, He shall fight for you, man." So Most High gonna fight for us. He gonna be our guide, man. Okay, and above all, this word is gonna do all the fighting as well. This is what we're doing right now, and this is bringing down this man empire. Let me read that, Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So, death come your way, take it. Scripture says the elect love not their lives unto death. And it says they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the blood of Yahawashi, and the word of their testimony. So the word is going to overcome this beast, man. The word is going to overcome this kingdom, man. All right? So we are not supposed to fear, neither doubt. All right? Because the Most High told us these things had to happen before Yahawashi come back, man. So they can label us a domestic terrorist all they want. All right? With that, I'm going to say, giving our praise, Yahawashi, Shalom.